off here, and then veer screen. Screen the middle guy, Dusty stay high wherever the ball is. You dribble up, same side, and then he's coming to get you. You're curling that. Not tough. No, not tough. Selfish.
Adelaide down to 3:40 remaining. We're not seeing Todd Withers right now, Copes.
This is a man who, look at his stats, he's only played 7 minutes, but it's zeros all the way across. He's had one shot. That's just not good enough. I mean, Drew, you spoke about it earlier. You can give more. How do they get more from it?
I think in the rotations, like he played that first 7 minutes, came out, and what's happened is that the second half started and Adelaide got it going. So CJ's just stayed with the crew that's got it going and haven't brought him back in because things have turned around. So again, you don't look at his numbers right now as an indictment on him because he hasn't really done anything individually, I'm speaking. But the combinations is where it's happening. Look at what I'm saying, Sotto, he's had a huge impact on it, but it's not like his numbers were off the charts. It's just that the energy that he's bringing and the combinations that they have on the floor.
And that's because, as an import, he's being under pressure, and he's thinking about it himself. I mean, you haven't contributed. You feel like you haven't contributed at all. You have the teams caught up, but you've given nothing. No rebounds, no points, and you're on the bench. And that's when you start pressing. That's when you get in the game and you start pressing.
So Marshall Nelson can probably consider himself a little unlucky with that. Dusty Hannahs to the free throw line, a 93% shooter from the stripe this season. Still to come on Sunday Hoops. Up next, Melbourne take on the New Zealand Breakers at John Cain Arena. United coming off that big win in the throwdown on Thursday. Taipan's managed to inbound successfully. Pinga! Look out!
Welcome back. Welcome back, brother.
Nice.
That man has got some hops.
After a lucky play, almost a 5-second violation inbounding it.
Johnson, feet set for three. Knocked away from Bairstow. Adelaide ball. Here's Keanu Pinder. Keen to make a statement against his former team.
Oh, my word. And he's trying to find a long-term home, and so far it's been a good transition for him up to Cairns.
Averaging 8.5 points a game. 6 rebounds for Pinder. Full call. Whistle for the foul. Both teams in the bonus. Bolt picks up his third.
And he's almost doubled when you think of Pinder. Last season with the 36ers, he had almost 5 points a game at 42%, with the 4 rebounds in 17 minutes of play. And only the 4 extra minutes, so almost 9 points at 46% in 6 rebounds.
So he's improved, as we spoke about.
Significantly.
Got to be in that conversation, doesn't he? I'm not saying he's the most improved player, but he certainly belongs in the conversation.
He's in the most improved All-Star 5, you probably think, if they had such a thing.
Joe Luala-Chul leading that conversation comfortably in a match
He
amongst others.
He was really good. Now he's gone from good to great. Really great.
Can Bairstow qualify for that conversation? Does he fit the category? There he is. Swats it into the backboard with a Sunday wedgie.
Man, I'm out of wedgie. I've called 3 games in the last week. I'm out of wedgie all 3 games. Well, I haven't had, but I've seen a wedgie.
Walking up and down the hallway there, sort of had a bit of a limp. I just thought it was just old age and the hip.
Money man, aren't you? Yes, get money in, Jesse.
No, I'm just been fidgeting this thing a lot.
That might explain why. There's a sponsorship deal there, Copes, waiting to be done.
Somewhere.
Nelson off the dribble, 3 on the shot clock, uses Pinder. He's fouled on the way up by Bairstow.
We haven't seen Machado a lot this quarter, have we?
And that's Cambesto's fourth foul. Wow.
That hand on the left arm, not so much the hand on the ball, but that's the risk you run when you've got three. CJ, this momentum going with the Adelaide 36 is really around the gauntlet with Bairstow. Now he's picked up that fourth.
And that's where a guy like Sotto comes in now. And you don't lose, you lose score, but you don't lose money.
Really surprised that man has come out of the game. 7 points, 2 of 3. I think was on there for a couple of minutes. This one, and I know they hold him really accountable for what's happening on the defensive end. Perhaps something that CJ didn't like.
30-28 at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. 7 points for Mitch McCarron, all of them coming in this second quarter. It's a decent look for Withers. He's off target. Adelaide with the outnumber ahead. Johnson, bodies in on Pinder.
That's tough. Some kind of way they got to get him going. He's been the leader of this team for a very long time, and he's been consistent for a very long time. There's no way he should be in the mix early to try to get this team going.
Whose team is it, Coach?
Is that
one of their biggest problems?
That's a great question. I was going to ask that. You don't know. There's no one guy you go to.
Sotto. There's the ball on the floor. Sunday dead. Shot clock in single numbers. Found himself in all sorts of bother. Adelaide are going to get it back.
24-second shot clock. They never got possession. I don't think he did. I don't think they gained possession. And to me, that should be a shot clock violation, I would expect. But maybe they did.
Officials are going to have a chat about it here. In the end, there was no foul call on Johnson.
We checked the hour time should be on 20% after
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah, that's a pass. So that's where I guess they're saying that he gained possession and turned it over.
Johnson probably had a case for the foul.
100% he did.
36ers will inbound from the baseline. The clock sorted out.
Still can't. Just have not figured out, or just can't get anything going from the three-point line.
Nawala.
One of 9, coming off that 3 of 27.
This is the frustrations for Adam Ford. They had 20 back, 4 of 36
In their last 36 attempts. And that's almost hard to comprehend at this level, how you can be so poor from the three-point line. Sure, you get lucky, just
They shoot 30% across the season as Pinder comes out with his second foul. Just to revisit Friday night's horror show for Taipan's fans, 3 of 27 for the field. At 11% was a new low for any team this season. Well, guess what? They're at 11% again today.
They're consistent.
well, my numbers were just from the second half of what they had. So it's 15 and a half. You know, sometimes you have a bat. Then the next half of basketball, which we're almost through, you're 1 of 9. You start to go, hang on, there's a significant pattern here that we've got some problems. Is it the quality of shots we're getting?
They got shooters, Drew.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it the quality of shots we're doing? Do we need to do a little bit more, design a few things up to get guys going? Because
This is the imbalance though, Drew. So Jordan Artai's probably probably their best three-point shooter out there. One three-point attempt, but Jukdang has had no three-point attempts. Jarrett, two. You want to get those guys more involved, would you not?
Better, anyway.
Nelson gets inside. Nice move.
And also, when you're pressing like that, it takes your legs. So those shots aren't as easy.
Defensive end.
Yeah. They're pressing the whole game. So now that three-pointer becomes a lot heavier and a lot harder to make because you got no legs.
Okay, Jerry. Had a milestone game on Friday, game number 150 in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Zimmerman's pass knocked down. Untied lane flat on his back. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Cairns. Five seconds before half time.
That's 32 all.
Melbourne and New Zealand to come. A big fight back from Adelaide.
Got to give a lot of this, not a lot, but some of the credit to both these teams. Outside of that first quarter, the defense that they're applying, they're getting after it. They are getting after it on the defensive end.
That's the way you got to go.
You want to see more of that?
I love to see more of that. You have to go and throw in that box. There's nobody on the floor can guard him. He's playing in the 4 spot right now. It's too heavy for triple D.
It's on the way down.
Zimmerman's been the shining light for the Cairns Taipans. 13 points now, if that is goaltending.
2 seconds left. Jets from just over halfway. 34 apiece at halftime at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. 36 has come from 14 down to level it up at the main break.
It is. It's a wide turnaround, tale of 2 quarters, and just hard to get a read on this one about how it's going to unfold, such as the quirky nature of it, the lack of consistency we've seen from either team.
Cairns owns the first quarter, Adelaide owns the
And
second.
Adelaide
I don't know.
just were getting huddled on the boards. They pick that up, they come out with a little bit more fire and spark to the game. Machado has not seen a lot. It doesn't look good either. Looks like he's carrying an injury that may not see him back in this one.
Let's get courtside to Case.
Thanks, Jack. Steve Zimmerman, great first quarter from your team. Six is back in it now. What do you need to get back to?
Defense, getting stops and getting out. I feel like they got some good points in the second half or in the second quarter there, and it's just big for us to get stops and get out and run.
You're the only player in double figures. You're top 5 in the league in rebounding. How have you found your debut season here in the NBL?
How have we found what?
Your first season here.
It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we got some things we got to work on as a team. Every team does, but I feel like we're taking the right steps to get to it. But I feel like once we start playing our game, then it'll be better for everybody. Everybody will be rebounding and crashing. It's been a lot of fun though so far.
Appreciate your time. Good luck in the second half. Stephen Vinneman from the Cairns Taipans there. We are tied away at 34. Adelaide found themselves down 15 in the opening quarter, but a 25-11 second quarter has them back with a chance to win here at home. We'll have more Hungry Jacks NBL for you right after this.
role reversal, and the Cairns Taipans really struggled on the offensive end. They continue to have that energy on the defensive end, but they weren't able to convert. And when they were 1 of 9 from the 3-point line, 42% overall, but they just didn't lost their way a little bit with their execution and getting to their sets. And Machado has virtually been unsighted in this one. He's usually that guy that when things break down, he can be a playmaker. But the Adelaide 36ers, good effort in that second quarter to find a way back in it because it looked pretty bleak. Zimmerman's been the standout player, 13 points, the big fella, dominating down low for the Cairns Taipans. And Daniel Johnson, you've been calling for him with his 9 points. And Dusty Hannahs has been in and out of the game. He's got his 7 points, but has played relatively limited minutes, only the 7 minutes in the contest, and the shooting percentages, coach, particularly from the 3-point line, really bad.
Horrendous from both teams.
But look, and the other thing is to look at the free throw attempts. There's been across these two teams 28 free throw attempts, so they've been to the line a lot. Teams trying to get to the cup and drawing those fouls.
Let's take us into the mindset of Adam Ford, if you can, you two. He has been riding the bumps all season long in his first season as coach at the Taipans. They lead 23-9 after 1, and he's thinking, my team's on, and they were on defensively, and then that's certainly what happened. What's he thinking?
He would have loved what he saw in that first quarter. Like I said, particularly on the defensive end. They were in the lanes. You could see the Adelaide 36ers getting pushed out of what they were trying to get to. But when you have a quarter, half a basketball where you have 12 turnovers, I mean 12. You're usually happy with 12 at the end of the game. You know, if you have, they've got them in the first half. So that's the thing that's brought them undone, and has really hurt them in regards to finding ways to score when you're not knocking down the 3-ball.
Well, it's hard to knock down the 3-ball when you're pressing through it. I said that earlier. You're using a lot of energy playing defense. You're up and in. Now all of a sudden those shots are a lot harder to make. So
maybe the shining light for Cairns has been Steven Zimmerman in this opening half. The big man has gone to work straight away, has 13 and 7, as well as 3 steals in the main break.
He is a different player. I don't know what happened. I don't know if 40's had that meeting with it. You know, the secret meeting that we have with the players. Look, big fella, you got to pick it up or I got a plane ticket for you, because he's going to work. Look, he's a different player. 13 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals, and look at the energy. He's coming down the court, he's dunking on people. So I'm good. It's a bright light for the Cairns Taipans.
Needed one, and they needed one. Steven Zimmerman has been good for them so far. Let's take a deeper look at the Adelaide 36ers and their first half so far. We mentioned that this has very much been the tale of 2 halves so far. Dusty Hannahs, Drew, go back to that point. He's got 7 points on 2 of 3, but has only played 7 minutes.
Yeah, and again, sometimes the circumstances of the game can determine that, like we said with Withers as well. And maybe he falls into that category when the team finds a combination that has turned around a deficit and lacking energy. They're able to go out there, so the coach will just, well, you know, this is nothing against you, but right now I've found the combination that works. But to me, he looks like a guy when you're up against that defense, and he can put it to the deck, he can get to the rim and make things happen. The big thing about Dusty has been what goes on the defensive end from what we've seen so far in his career.
That's been a significant problem for the Taipans coach. Sajid McCall, 3 fouls before halftime.
3 fouls, and you know what? Because Machado's playing a lot more minutes now, it's taking the ball out of his hands, so he's not the same player as he was a couple of weeks ago. And 3 fouls is just dumb play because he's reaching at balls and he's not as aggressive as he should be.
Hey, you know, I think that the right with Machado not being, he played 12 minutes, but he didn't look good limping off, and without him, it's hard to see how it comes together. This guy's versatile. He plays with energy, he can get to the rim, he can create for others, and they're going to desperately need him out here. And that last foul he did was unacceptable.
34 apiece at halftime at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Sunday Hoops coming your way next, the third quarter. Not too far away, stick with us.
all the respect that he deserves and give him that chance as well.
Appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
VS.TAIPAN playing with 4 fouls. Coach is going to start this third quarter.
I don't know about that, but he's the head coach, so he makes a call. But 4 fouls is tough. One little bump or one little reach, and he's out the game, and that it hurts you.
And more importantly,
He's not starting. He wants him to start.
CJ sent the head fakes out there for us. I think he's going to start, but he's not going to start. And I think it's interesting. Right now, I think maybe give him a couple of minutes just so he doesn't lose that rhythm. But when you're trying to apply the energy and the defensive pressure and get hands on balls and those types of things, I can understand why they wouldn't want to risk him.
But now this is the time to get Daniel Johnson going. I mean, offensively they go to Bairstow, and so they should because he's working. But now you can go back to your guy who's consistent, which they're doing, taking the last 2 shots, and get him going.
A couple of low boards there for late 36ers.
His first points of the game, former VS.TAIPAN's player. Sotto. 1 field goal attempt in 12 minutes so far. Zimmerman, a little out of control. Withers gets up the floor, finishes off with the left hand.
Sotto doesn't look right. He's like
I said that from day one. He's not even running the same.
running on eggshells out there.
He's returned from a heel injury. 4th game back today. Duffelmeyer got a hand in the passing lane. An awkward landing for him. Accidental from Scott Machado.
Yeah, that's just wrong place at the wrong time, nothing malicious at all about it.
He's made a good start to this third quarter. So Adelaide scored the first 5 ball in the bottom of the net right now.
And then when you're coming off a 54-point game, that can also affect you psychologically. The Adelaide 36ers have just come out. And the challenges and difficulty that they were having moving the ball in that first quarter, the signs are here to start the second half. They are no longer there. The ease at which Adelaide now kicking off the Taipans.
32-11 since quarter time in favour of Adelaide. With his frustration. Here he is at one end.
Great backdoor cut, great pass.
And when you're struggling to get into games and pick up a couple of cheapies like that, that does your confidence the world of good.
It does.
Early timeout call. This could be interesting. Here's that.
Stay engaged with the game.
But then on the other hand, if Adelaide are playing great basketball, playing pretty good basketball, you can afford to leave them on that bench a little bit longer.
Correct.
Johnson comes up. Handoff for Sunday Ditch. Withers steps out for three. Sotto.
He looks so cautious, and he's just like, please, body hold up.
He's finished McCall. Played through the bumps. 6 points through. How many missed 5 for Withers?
That was a elite pass. If I'm out of forward, the problem I have on, there was no ball pressure. So there was no chance for a deflection. There's a metre or two, and Dufbar can just stand there and pick him off.
It's long. McCarron with his 4th rebound. His pass stolen away. Buchwald gets Dick involved. McCarron strips him of it. Dufbar up and under with the left hand. No good. Call almost forgot the most important thing. Zimmerman on our tackles.
With one arm,
Dragged in the rebound.
Well, he's got 9 of them now. It's on his season average. As we speak, still plenty more left in this one, and very little doubt about that. But this is a really crucial time for the Cairns Taipans. Keep harming back. When you've got elite talent, you can find a way to keep the scoreboard ticking over, even if your defense goes off the boil ever so slightly. But they put so much, there is so much pressure on their defense because offensively, they've been able to get it done in recent times. Scoring 7 minutes a game.
Let's go, guys. Let's go, please. Okay, we got 2.
think about the way they press.
He hit it. He said the foul. He called the foul on him, right?
You're challenging the
Called
foul
the foul
on
on
him.
him?
I just checked that was
Fouls on DJ. Foul was called on DJ. 21 white. Yeah, hand foul, 21 white. Coach's challenge.
I thought the foul was on Withers. So
That's why they're challenging, I think, is Daniel Johnson was saying, well, I didn't touch him. Todd Withers, you can see there's a bit confused with what's going on.
yeah. So they've called it on. Not there. Oh, there. Okay, is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, across the head, maybe.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
White.
Gee, look. It's hard to tell, but it looked like he missed him. Well, maybe not. Yeah, good luck. Not sure. That one. Jack, what's your.
Say that,
Hard to overrule, I would have thought.
say that he can overturn this.
Oh.
But I'm at about 8% for the season. Coach's challenge.
Not we all. Just don't know.
No, it's hard.
You can't see every referee can see as well. So.
No.
The thing will need to be here is, like all coaches' challenges, it will need to be clear and definitive to overturn the original decision.
And to me, it wasn't, but if you're at 8%, I reckon I'm about 15.
Bulls is the one.
Yeah. Terrible.
That's
Challenge is successful. The foul is void, and we will bring the jump ball in the center of the court.
right. I'm going to buy Powerball tickets tonight.
About 120 million.
Maybe we all should.
Yes, sir.
5:50 remaining in this third quarter. So that was worth doing all of a sudden because Machado was on the line for 2 free throws and Johnson was up his third foul. Instead, he stays for 2 and it's a jump ball.
Smart move. Offensively, I'd love to see Hennis and Daniel Johnson in a high pick and roll because you can't guard either one of those guys. I mean, you can't help off on either one of those guys. They both can shoot the threes.
No, you shouldn't.
It did look like a poor jump ball. And you know what? Here's the thing. You know how we don't have jump balls anymore? We have the alternating possession. That is one of the reasons why.
What are you saying?
that they say that the refs are having so much trouble throwing the ball up straight. I promise you, Coach, that was been part of the reason of why they went to the alternating possession, which
Can't throw the ball in the air.
I'm just saying that was one of the reasons why they said they went to the alternating possession, was the difficulties with throwing the ball up, and there's a clear foul. And you see the passes, we spoke about the ball movement, the extra passes. In the first quarter, Cairns were preventing that with their defensive pressure. They're getting hands on ball and not allowing to whip it around, but as Adam Ford alluded to in that last time out, they look like they're playing catch up, they look soft, and paraphrasing, but that's what he's alluding to.
They've scored 13 points since quarter time.
That's not enough.
Had a chance in this game's far from done, but they can get off the bottom of the table. It's Machado coast to coast. His first points in the game.
Well, there's a long way to go in this ball game. If you only have to think back to the first quarter, and if they could replicate that, then they could well and truly get back into this, or even better, get the W.
Deep three, no good from Hannes. Machado tried to spin. Karen was there to pick his pocket.
He's just not there with Machado. The pace. He's operating in second gear.
Johnson has the size advantage over Jarrett. Likes that fall away. This ball falls back to him.
Another road board.
Daniel just didn't look happy. Does he? I mean, he rarely smiles, but he just looks like he's not having a good time.
No, you're right. I think that's more just the way he is. He's been like that, very stoic in his demeanour and his expressions.
With Adelaide for scoring for the 6th time last season. Daniel Johnson, co-MVP with Josh Giddey, who's going okay at the moment.
Quite well.
3 triple doubles in a row. That's remarkable to think that this time last year, Copes, he was here. This league. What a big jump up he's made. Zimmerman fouls and it drops.
The big fella, the big Zim is going to work. 15 and 11.
Well, he's getting rewarded for just effort and energy, and also I think the fact that they're really making a target out of him. Showing a lot of confidence, throwing it in there.
Extra for the Tennessee native. Left a few on the free throw line. 7 of 13 in the afternoon. Not that much better. 14 of 20. Johnson. Fed Sotto. We got some arm that time. So his third foul.
Let's go, guys. Good shot.
Caught much of the All-Star Weekend Cups.
I haven't seen much of it, but Australia is well represented. From what I'm hearing.
Dyson Daniels doing some good business.
Is he good? Fantastic.
Jay Sean Tate as well. Shout out to Jay Sean a couple of years ago was with the Kings, and his rise has been unbelievable. Good things happen to good people.
Yes, they do. I got the quote because when we first joined the Sydney Kings, I said, "You're way too small to play in the NBL. Or you can't, man, you got to kill him." And he turned. He actually had a fantastic year.
And if you go back 10, 15 years, I think that would absolutely have been the case. But the way the game has evolved with the 5-out action and positionless basketball, and the way
He came in as a foreman. He came in as a foreman.
that's right. And defensively, the way they cover can help out guys. These days, it's very hard to play defense in the NBA.
It's hard to play defense in the NBA.
The way it's officiating makes makes it really hard compared to
No, 40 bucks.
years gone by.
Elsie and DJ.
In other words, Jordan would average 50 in the NBA now.
I think so.
It's a bad turnover from the Taipans.
What, 17 turnovers?
With a quarter to go and 3 minutes. Flat. He's had a nice roll in this third quarter.
Yes. Playing quite well, pretty consistent.
He's found it hard to get consistent minutes in this rotation. He's earning them today. Zimmerman just found a way to force it in.
It is. It's not pretty. Helter-skelter basketball where just a lucky bounce, they get away with one there. And have to figure out a way to find the right rhythm in this one. Find that balance. Maybe move the ball, get more cutting action.
Jerry wide open. He's struggled in his return this season, shooting at 18% from outside, coach. Last season shot it at 34%. Hannah's in on the baseline, travels.
Wow. This is one where Adelaide have had the chance to really put this to bed. And as good as they've been, they've got a nice little lead. You just keep the Cairns Taipans hanging around in that touch distance from CJ. That makes you nervous.
2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining before three-quarter time. If you'd like to shoot for $100,000 from full court, jump online now and enter the Latrobe Sharp Shot. win.nbl.com.au. 50,000 available.
Wow.
From half court as well, which is just a portion under what Drew's earned in the last month.
Last couple of weeks, you can see these guys everywhere.
It's been on every outlet known to man.
Because I'm very cheap. I come cheaply. Happy to help out. Look at the kids, they're having a blast. And they 36 this game. This is a little timeout thing they do. And he's talking about Daniel Johnson and why he might be a little grumpy. His numbers this season are well down. Well, last season he was at 19. Last, say, 4 years he'd been around about that 18, 19 points a game. This season he's at 14. And the one thing that he has picked up on the last 5 games, he has been doing a lot better job on the boards. Really getting there. And this one he's also doing quite well. He's got 6.
And that goes back to that question you asked, Jay. Who's the man? So he's been the man for the last 4 or 5 years when you throw that ball inside and get the ball and he gets the team going. But now LA has so many different faces shooting the ball. You know, he's not getting what he's used to getting.
Chook Dang with the knockdown.
His second 3-point field goal made for the game. 2 of 15.
5 of 29.
But that's what I'm talking about. It's 1 point game. And Chook Dang started looking, which is not beyond him. Chook Dang is one of those guys, when he sees one go through, he's usually going to make sure he sees if there's going to be a little section of heat.
Yeah.
So,
He's been their leading scorer in 5 of their last 8 games for Chook Dang. He's in nice form at the moment.
Sometimes he tries to make himself, put himself in his zone, which is not a bad thing.
Free throws from Matty Malou. Had a really good off-season or the winter with Mackay and NBL 1 North. And his contract with Adelaide for this season.
No, he can go.
injuries has been his issue. Leonard and I took him to China to have a look at him for the Sydney Kings roster, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago now, and went over there after the first practice session. His knee blew up, had to put him on a plane and went straight back home. Saw one session of him and just hasn't been able to get a good run of it. Last season, playing that one in the NBL 1 competition, really showed what he's capable of doing.
Nice find, Jarek for Deng. Looks up to 12 points. Second Taipans player in the double figures. hang around. It's a 4-point margin. Hannah's hasn't scored this quarter.
So shy.
Pinned at the top of the key.
How come that wasn't a foul? Get out of there, back up.
Jerry had McCall diving. This is the layup.
Nice cut. Good pass. Those are the ones they need.
Malou from outside. 3 of 15 from deep now for the 36ers.
Well, fortunately for Cairns, Adelaide have not been much better. They're 3 of 15, so at 5 of 30 combined between these two teams. And that's when you haven't played a lot and you're coming back in, coach. Sometimes the real basic stuff becomes hard. And just
You mean
little
as a
there.
player or as a team?
Well, for Jerick, who's missed a lot of games, and pass is just a simple catch. You snatch at it because you're anxious. And real simple stuff can. It's a little while to get that rhythm back.
Real simple stuff to get you put back on the bench. Especially when you're not winning.
2 for Meyer. 5 on the shot clock. Has Johnson in the corner. It drops. In the shadows of three-quarter time, it's an important bucket for the home team. 3 seconds for the Taipans. McCall inside. DJ swats it out. Some momentum for Adelaide to take into three-quarter time. It's 54-47. Sunday Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks. on the board at quarter time, Cans. A reminder they led by 14.
What do you do to it? What do you do if Machado's trying to come back? He's not the same guy. You're getting more out of McCall with the ball. What do you do?
Well, you've either got to go to another option or you find a way to slow it down and get you involved in a way in which is comfortable. But what we're seeing from Machado is Dustin Hannahs knocks down a 3-ball. He's a lot more confident. 3 of 6 down to him, 3 from threes. He's only played for 13 minutes. DJ again. He's all over the place. Knocked down 3, block shot. Another block shot. There's Hannahs, comes back, splashes the 3-ball. That's what he was brought in here for. Thought that was going to be his bread and butter. He showed that he can get to the rim, crowd control, get into the paint. And when he gets his feet set, quick release, he can knock down the 3.
3 of 6 today. So this time around,
Shot.
I'm sure I'm confident. One thing we do know about Dusty Hannahs. Chance of his challenge is going to be to get through an offensive set starting this last quarter.
Fine. They just had to throw it in there and they got the mismatch decision making.
Shot clock at 4. Machado, the deep 2. Melbourne and New Zealand are up next. John Cain Arena, Karen, bottom of the net.
3-point line is so critical these days in our game. Straight away, I think that's 11. It's at 33% now. That's a charge.
4 on McCall.
And McCall, like he almost every 4 to take away for him on the offensive end.
Hannahs comes towards the basket. 2 for Meyer, cleans up the mess. 6 points to 2 to start this last quarter.
The pass, or with his size, when he's got that little guy on him, he's able to distribute the ball out of the...
One for Johnson. Battles out. DJ 4 of 10 across the afternoon. Here's a good defensive rebound. 7 of them.
It's fair to say 3-pointers are not helping Kansas tonight. 17.
You look back in history, Cope, so with the Cairns Taipans, who it's well documented, they don't have the same budgets as a lot of the other teams, but when they have been lucky enough to get a superstar in the point guard position, whether it's Travis Trice or Scotty Wilbekin or even Machado when he was in full flight a couple of seasons ago, it makes a profound difference. They're the sort of team that it's going to be hard for them to get those money Australian guys into their lineup, and those that they do get lucky with end up leaving like McCarron and Clinton and a few others over the past. So the whole premise of what they do is one a lot of the
3 wins, 7 losses at this stage. Scott Machado, same production.
Not the same. Because he's such a veteran player and he's a smart player, you need him around the team. Obviously, you can have him. But if he's not 100%, I think it's hurting him more than helping him. I thought, and you just spoke about McCall not being a top tier, I would say a top tier import. Maybe
very good.
He's very good, but he was much better without spoken about those 2 guys playing together and being such a great backcourt. They're not great right now.
We talk about Scott Machado in such high esteem because 2 seasons ago, he took the 5-hand Cam Oliver on under the finals where it's quiet outside. They very nearly made the grand final, that's yes. Timeout called by the 36ers.
CJ.
Just wanting to make sure at this stage, long way to the game, coach. In the last minute or so.
They're made to make sure they can hang around, and you just never know. You know, you can get hot. Zimmerman.
Another good game.
He certainly has. And they just need more of it. They need more help.
12 points for Deng. Bob, that knockdown three that you just saw, has 8 and 3 of 9. 5 minutes remaining. Den's turn.
Nerve settler for CJ. Wasn't happy about what happened in the last time down the floor on the defensive end. Any sort of penetration at the kick.
Cans give it up
For the 21st time.
Dench runs the floor and drops in 30 seconds out of the timeout.
21 turnovers for the Cairns Taipans. They're pushing right now, and if their morale is ever going to be tested, it is getting to a breaking point right now for the Cairns Taipans. Oh, that's travel.
Deng took the extra step and got away with it. Johnson. That's 2 for Meyer. Beautiful pass. 7 points in a minute. Timeout called by Adam Ford. He's about to burst.
Well, you know, the other thing that when I see teams, and it's very hard to compare years to years and personnel that you have and what you do with it, but one thing that I've seen over the last 10 years or so with the Cairns Taipans is Aaron Fern did not get enough credit for what he was able to do to maintain a program at such a high level for a long period of time. Get those guys like Gidden, Clinton, Sobe, McCarron, they were all Aaron Fern's recruiting and getting people in at a young age, teaching them the game, and maybe it was right time for him to move on and to go their separate ways, and maybe they'd run their course. So not being critical of Cairns any stretch about that particular, but one thing does do is you look back and say, from the handicaps of it that they have compared to other teams, Aaron Fern did it. It's pretty viable, but he played.
There's no foul. That's the first. Sunday Hoops coming up next from John Cain Arena. Melbourne taking on the New Zealand Breakers. Great to have Matty Garrick joining the NBL commentary team up next. She'll be courtside at John Cain Arena on debut.
This is fantastic.
What does Adam Ford do from here to it? How does he?
You got to keep chipping away, continue to find that formula. Find the formula and a way in which you can get the best out of your guys, being super competitive. Start to look at either your personnel or strategically changing things up.
That's more like it from Mirko Jerry. First made field goal of the game. There's the pass. Excellent pass. Unselfish basketball from Adelaide. Nice basketball.
Let's not forget, you're going to have to go back, 3 or 4 weeks. Cairns Taipans did an absolute workout. They beat 6-point win. That's another thing. Zimmerman's shown it up. Now, I know there's been some variations in what he's doing, but when they make a target out of him and get it down low, 8 of 12, he's got 19 points, 13 boards. It's nothing real flash about the way he goes about it, but he has been very efficient. Maybe that's something that you start to make more of a priority. Just skew things a little bit here or there.
Let's get courtside to John Casey.
Thanks very much, Jack. Yeah, just want to point out the crowd today, 5,068, which over 5K again is a good result for Adelaide. The way with the COVID restrictions here, the maximum is 6,900. They actually sold 6,860 tickets when you include memberships. So 5,068 in the house here tonight, this afternoon. Just an update on Isaac Humphries. He's been rehabbing his knee in Sydney, spending time with family. He is on his way back to Adelaide. He is going to be added to the coaching staff of the Adelaide 30 as an assistant coach while he rehabs his knee. And if the 36ers get their man, they are trying to recruit and import, but not unlike for like, and it may be a player, in fact I'm told it is a player, who has played in the NBL before, who is currently playing overseas.
Come on, Case, give us a little bit more. Give us a chance, bro.
Case.
Come on, Case, give us some
Narrow the
initials.
field down to about 50.
We want the main meal, Case. Don't just give us the entree.
Give us some initials or something.
Yeah, give us initials. That'd be
Well,
good.
what team did the guy used to play for?
May have played for a couple.
Also, doesn't narrow it down all that much. Give us one more clue. Nelson from outside. Nice knockdown.
Like his initials.
Or his first name.
Well, Case just ran off. He says, I don't want to play this game anymore.
His mic stopped working. Well, that is interesting that it's not like for like.
That's McCarron.
I know that Scotty Hobson was on the radar, as he was for many teams, so I doubt he'd probably be a big ticket item, given that he's just spent some time through these COVID protocols with OKC.
Yes. Yep.
Playing with Josh Giddey in the NBA, so he's played for a couple of teams, and it's not like for like.
What sort of player do you think they'll be looking at if it's not like for like?
I think they need someone that can actually help out McCarron in the point guard spot. Myself, they've got some guys there that their body type, but they don't really run the team. The team doesn't function as well when McCarron's not out there. So we saw tonight when he can get himself going offensively, he can relieve him of some of those duties, just bits and pieces. So can pinch hit at the very least in that position would be helpful.
I disagree with that. Bring somebody in who can run the team.
Not exclusively, but just a pinch hit to give him.
Will McCarron then change his game back to the old McCarron and try to score? I think you bring in a flat-out scorer.
Oh yeah,
And leave McCarron like he was, because he's a better player as a facilitator than he is a scorer right now. Bring in a guy who can get it done.
Scotty Hobson fits that bill. He can play that score.
Johnson spins. Those points are going to go down. DJ's going to finish with 18 and 9 across the afternoon.
Great effort by Adelaide. The fans come out and support their team, though. Those numbers in case.
Lockie Albrecht checking in for the last little portion of the game. One of the best young basketball talents in South Australia.
Nasa 2 seconds na lang.
Some experience at this level.
Isaac Katorna, Nick Marshall also in there. Is Lockie Albrecht.
Ano pa mga seconds na?
Remains eligible for college. He's been the centre of excellence. He's here in the program, but
14 down at quarter time. The Adelaide 36ers took care of the result from that one forward.
Lapos na yun.
82 to 71, they win on their home floor.
Seconds na lang.
You'll take the win anytime you can get it. So, well done, CJ and the boys. I still think Cairns have a bit to do here. They got to go back to the drawing board and find out if this guy Machado is 100% or not, and if we're going to play him. If he's not, then we put the ball back into McCall's hands.
Panalo na.
Square the season series off at 1 each. There is our Foot Locker player of the game, Daniel Johnson.
yes, and the boards are the thing across the season. early on only averaging 6 boards. The last 2 games he's averaged 13, and tonight, or this afternoon, picks up those 9, go along with those points, a couple of big baskets. After a terrible start by the Adelaide 36ers, they find a way to flick the switch, get themselves going, and come on with a must-win game in order to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Unfortunately for the Cairns Taipans, that anchors them to the bottom of the Hungry NBL ladder. For Adelaide, 5 wins, 7 losses on the season. They take on Illawarra on Friday night and Sydney the next Sunday. But coming up next, we head to Victoria and to John Cain Arena, where it's the Joe Lawala Jewel Show at the moment for Melbourne United. Superb on Thursday. He goes head-to-head with Yanni Wetzel in just a few moments.